In pest control and business as a whole, hiring is one of the single most important steps for growth. Knowing when to hire and how to make the right hire are so often the one thing that can 10x your company or stop you in your tracks. This is literally the number one question I get on a daily basis. My name is Jonas Olson, the owner of Pest Badger. We're an 8-figure pest control company, and at this point in my career, I've literally hired hundreds of technicians. I didn't always hire technicians the right way, but I've done it a lot of times, and I've learned and refined my system with each one. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it, so let's get started. Hiring isn't about a gut feeling, but you'll probably start feeling the signs when you're really busy and overbooked. But there are some specific markers you need to make sure you're hitting before making that right hire. Here's the things you guys should look for. Number one, you're constantly booked out 2 weeks. Number two, you're starting to turn down work or lose clients because you just can't get there fast enough to solve the customer's problems. Number three, you're doing admin work at night and on the weekends. I made an entire video just on this one concept. If you haven't seen that, go check that one out. And number four, your customer service is starting to slip. And number five, you've already built out, optimized your systems. You have routes, treatment plans, and a CRM in place. You may be tempted to make your first hire before reaching these points to avoid disappointing or losing customers, but it's tempting as it may be, I would suggest you hold off until you're actually seeing these signs. Especially when it's just your first or second tech, you're taking a big risk of paying these new employees, so you want to be certain as possible that you have enough work to keep the technicians busy. Because the other side of this is if you hire too early without being fully prepared or having enough client base to support a new employee, you're gonna be stressing to make sure that they're staying busy and getting paid on time. And that's gonna leave your whole business vulnerable to any kind of uncertainty that comes up. So basically what you wanna reach your absolute maximum capacity as a solo operator before taking the dive into hiring your first technician. So here's the big question. How much revenue do I need to be doing before I hire my first technician safely? So I'm gonna give you guys just some average numbers here because every market's a little bit different. So I don't wanna give you specific data because you'd be from a traditional market to a non-traditional market where traditional markets would be like more like a Florida, Texas, California, versus somewhere that's Midwestern, where your prices are a little bit higher. The average technician across the United States did about $108,000 of service revenue per year. So you wanna stay within those limits so you have enough work to keep that technician busy. Again, I wanna see the higher side of that. So I'd be shooting for the closer to 200,000-ish before I hire my first technician. But on average, this is what you should be looking for. So why that number? Well, your direct labor cost on average is gonna be around 20%. I'd say the average is across America is a 15 to 30%. So if if the technician's doing $10,000 to $15,000 per month, he's gonna gross himself $3,500 to about $4,000 per month. And now you have to add in taxes and insurance, so you're all in at about $4,500 per month in total cost for that one technician. A trained technician should generate about $10,000 to $12,000 per month on average. I like to see a little bit higher than that, depending on route density and also how much you guys are charging. But that leaves you with a little bit of profit. You're obviously gonna have to pay some overhead, so that'll allow you a little bit of breathing room, and your business is safe. And if you're under those metrics, your number one job is to keep pushing revenue and systemizing your operations. And now that your revenue is in place, this is how you hire right. Number one, document everything. From the treatment steps to equipment use to safety, literally everything from start to finish. Use ChatGPT, it's your best friend these days. Put it in there exactly what you want. It'll type out an entire SOP to have everything documented. Your new hire is probably not gonna have the perfect understanding of how to do the job, much less how your specific business operates. So you need to be prepared to get them up to speed on every individual part of the job as fast as possible. Next, make sure to know your numbers. Budget that $4,500 per month for a technician all in, plus fuel costs and product costs, things like that. Set up systems to keep track of efficiency, payroll, and employee needs. Obviously, everyone says that you don't want to micromanage, but I'm telling you to make sure to micromanage until you can trust them. Once you trust them, you won't have to micromanage them anymore. A good CRM and a simple GPS will definitely help you keep track of your employees. Next, start with a trial period, for 30, 60 days with clear expectations, and also make sure to have an employee handbook that sets the expectations from day one. And part of hiring properly is onboarding properly. Start with ride-alongs for the first couple weeks. Create checklists. There's a great book called The Checklist Manifesto. Check that out. Literally have a checklist for every single thing that you guys do, from shutting the gates to talking to the customers. Every single thing that you guys do, make sure you have a protocol for. In my experience, it takes about a month to get a new technician out on the road by himself doing jobs. After that, make sure that you're constantly doing daily inspections. If not daily, make sure every couple of days or a week. Just stopping in, checking on his work, make sure he's doing a good job, talking to the clients, things like that. And the last thing, make sure you get the legal side of it right. Make sure everything is documented. They have workman's comp, insurance, and make sure you're following all the labor laws for your state. If you don't know where to go to find this, most local CPAs will help you with this, or any online payment platform. Don't need to mention any names, but they'll help you get every single one of your employees set up correctly from day one. So let me tell you about the experience of my first hire as a technician. Luckily, he's actually still here today. When I sold the first company, he actually came with the second company. So that worked out pretty well. But I will say that early on, 12, 13 years ago, I didn't know all this information that I know now. And I think for the first year, I didn't pay any payroll taxes. So at the end of that year, I had a massive hit in payroll taxes that I had to pay back that I was not prepared for. So just make sure that you set up all these systems in place. And that gave me the opportunity to work on the business, not in the business, and really helped me start building out the second route. So I also know that one of the biggest fears and one of the biggest pushbacks that I get is letting go of control. Nobody does it like you. You've literally built every inch of this business on your reputation by itself. And to be honest with you, there's never a perfect time to hire. But the truth is, holding on too long can kill your business. You'll cap your growth, miss bigger clients, and weigh yourself down. Hiring isn't about giving up control, it's learning how to lead. So now you have your new technician hired, he's out in the field working, and now you have all this extra free time. What are you gonna do with it? The point of hiring is to free up your time so you can grow, not just relax. So your number one priority is to work on revenue generating activities. Number one, sales and marketing. Make sure you're following up with leads, you're building on referral partnerships, and get a ton of Google reviews. If you don't have any, make sure you get to 50 as fast as possible. Look in your local market, see where the heavy hitters are. And again, a minimum of 100 as soon as you possibly can. Number two, building out your systems. Make sure you automate as much as possible, from admin work to text campaigns, email campaigns, route optimizations, every single workflow you possibly think of. Make sure to automate as much as possible. Number three, leadership. Make sure to train, coach, and meet daily with your technicians. Know your numbers, job costing, margins, pricing strategy, just like we talked about previously. Next, you have to work on some strategy. Map out the next 12 months. Break that down into smaller goals, quarterly, and then go into monthly and then weekly and daily goals to know exactly the goals you have to hit starting today, where you want to get to the next 12 months. Hiring my first tech was scary, not gonna lie, but it changed my business forever. It gave me back my time and it allowed me to grow personally. It made me a leader and not just a worker. Nothing's ever gonna be perfect, but as long as you have some systems in place, they're kind of solid, and your revenue's there, definitely take the plunge, train them right, lead them well, and build your future. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out this video that's on how to hire your first employee that's not a technician, check this one out, and we'll see you guys in the next video.